everyone. Welcome to today's intermediate analytics capsule on exploring widget types. Today, we're going to be looking at the chart widget type. You can see an example of this widget right behind me. It's really good and a really nice way to visualize your data. What this chart is doing behind me is it's just counting the number of individuals that I have in different categories or different categorizations I've assigned to my individuals. We could see that, for example, I have 31 in education and 31 in media. Let's go ahead and actually explore now how we can build a chart out like this and even talk a bit about where the data is coming from and how we can manipulate it easily. In order to get to the area of Borealis to actually build widgets, we need to go to the analytics section of Borealis. We could do that by navigating to this icon here, clicking on it, and it'll bring us right to the analytics section. We could create a widget by simply going here to widgets and then just clicking that green create button. It'll open up this menu here, and we just need to select the type of widget we want. In this case, we're going with charts. And then we need to think about where we want to pull this data from, what section of the system. In this case, I'm very curious about the number of individuals that I have in certain categories. Where's that data stored? In the individuals form. That's where I keep my individual people or individual stakeholders. We can easily access it just by clicking this menu and then just typing or beginning to type individuals in and selecting it, and then we just hit next. And we have generated our first bar chart. Okay, so what we have here is our first bar chart. And I want to talk a bit about where the data is coming from inside of this bar chart. So what is happening is it's just counting the number of individuals and it's recording that here in the y-axis. That's how we would adjust the values or the number of things that we're trying to count or report on. In this case, it just gives us the number of individuals. So it's just counting the number of people that we have inside of the individuals form. And then all it is doing is on the x-axis here, you could see that it is breaking it up by the status. So we're taking this number and then just seeing how many stakeholders are deactivated and active. And in this case, we have 172 individuals that are currently active inside of Borealis. We could confirm that by going to the individuals form and confirming these fields. So the category is looking at the status field right now, and we're just counting the number of individuals. So if I go to this form and I just use this quick filter here to show me how many are active in the status field, or just to prove the point further, I can click on the status field and say how many are active. And the number is 172. So we can refer back and say there's 172 individuals that are having their status as active. So what we are looking to do here is potentially, instead of splitting up our individuals or the number of individuals by the status that they hold in the system, we're more curious on splitting them up by who they are or what we would categorize them as. So if we don't know that field, we could do a quick reference by just going back to the individuals form, ensuring we're on detailed view, and we could just look, well, which field here am I storing my categorizations in? Right now, we're looking at the status. I see a categorization field here, and best practices in most cases is this is where you're storing the categories of your stakeholders. So this is the field we want to split up our total number of individuals by, not by their status, but by their categorization. So what we could do is we just need to make a simple adjustment to the category to split up that number of individuals in a different manner. We could just search up that same field that we found that the categorizations are stored in, and we could select it. And now look at that. It split up your number of individuals into different categories, saying we have 28 individuals in education, we have 33 landowners, 26 we would consider to be in local government. But we have a few people that aren't categorized here. Maybe we just don't know, or we just don't yet have had the time to update them. So let's remove that because it's not relevant to us. We could do that simply here in the filters. We can select that. Now, what do we want to do? We want to remove. So let's do exclude, take away. Which field are we trying to remove things from? Well, I think it's the categorization field, considering this is part of that. So we could just, again, do a very nice search. And then we just have to say if the field's empty, if there's no value, just remove it. And now that gray bar is gone, and we have done our nice analysis here with our bar chart. Thank you for tuning in today for this capsule on exploring bar chart widgets. In the next video, we're actually going to add a different layer, another layer saying, we split up 181 individuals into educators or into education. How many of these people speak English, French, Spanish? We're going to add a different layer to this data and drill down even further. I really hope you enjoyed again. Thank you very much for tuning in. And as always, have a great day and take it easy. Goodbye.